Welcome. This is Impressive Warrior. My name's Dina. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is the Daily Dharma, and we're starting off today with some pre-messages about it's not what you have, it's how you use it. And that's always the message with Spirit as far as how do we frame our value, our worth, and our holdings. How do we evaluate success, happiness, and abundance consciousness versus poverty consciousness? This theme has been coming up the last few days, or you may be watching this in a timeless, different timing from the recording, which is completely fine. These messages are always ongoing and things that we face, and the messages evolve. So you're reclaiming your power in this miraculous fashion and really standing up for your presence, your body, your deserving nature, and your inner self-worth. And because we have power and voice here, you may be making a stand, or it may be something a little less, let's say, confrontational, and just no longer having to dance around a subject, being more direct, being more decisive, being more forthcoming with your opinions or your preferences. These are all ways that you can start to support your own ability to speak your truth, and however that needs to happen for you. The card under the deck here is home. This is part of your ongoing soul journey to reclaim all of your power. And the power of the voice is not only to create and declare what we like and don't like, it's also the way that we influence and affect the entire cosmos in turn, because everything with the butterfly effect affects everything else. Just that little breath of your energetic contributions are creating these powerful shifts. And it looks like it's you determined to take up your own space and to, how do I want to say this, to invoke your perimeter, as in being able to, let's say that somebody keeps overstepping or correcting, or it could be any number of things coming through with their advice or with their opinions, just yapping. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And maybe you're an accommodating individual who doesn't mind too much, but at some point, somebody has perhaps said something that needed to be, that kind of struck you different, and you had to step into that. So I want to get some more messages out, but I could hardly help myself as I'm sitting here with the messages. I was waiting for my phone to charge and for the space to be set, and I did throw a couple more cards from Dreams of Gaia deck here. This is a more complicated deck. It showed out with the 20 card representing yourself in this Celtic cross. It has a very Seven of Cups energy of contemplating your opportunities. In the deck, it's shown with the various zodiac sign animal depictions. But I think it's interesting how the individuals in the dark, in the nude, holding even specifically the lion. And we're talking about this powerful voice and creating, invoking our truth to create this miraculous change. And so before I talk more about how this layout develops, this return to home, return to your center and your authentic power base with reclaim your energy, it suggests that there was a time, however distant past, that something was done either at your expense or that reduced you, marginalized you, pushed you to the outside, something like that, that kind of took your energy for granted, or I'm getting some type of energetic theft, or somebody who is gaining some type of energy from your presence, and it didn't seem to happen in the right way. Again, with that voice, there's something that was said or done that you took particular issue with. And I'm seeing this card. She's got 6 arms, so 3 sets of arms, and the topmost arms are actually placing this crown upon her head. And so reclaiming your energy in a situation is like really needing to understand where some kind of boundary has been crossed, invoking that clear and distinct, nope, this is again with this Dirty Dancing reference. This came up recently with nobody puts baby in a corner, or nobody puts the mystic in a box. But now I was getting, there's this thing, it was like the 2 main stars, the guy says, this is my dance space and this is your dance space. And because she kept stepping on his toes when they were doing their forward and their backward and side to side, she kept kind of continuing to go a little bit too far. So it's giving that little bit of a somebody with a little less experience on how to do the maneuvering or the dance of life in general, or some type of to navigate. Is it ego? Is it just social protocols? So it could be some of that for various ones of you. But this individual, I was getting that there's some type of reinstatement. So perhaps you used to really say a lot, but whether you're in a specific situation, like let's say you're at a job and you're kind of the new one there or something, it wouldn't be as easy for some of you to use your voice in that newer environment where you're there to represent a role, as it would be to say something in your own home with your family members. I mean, some of you would still have trouble, right? But so I'm getting with this card, it's there's this aspect of manifestation in the dark, contemplating the ways that your energy is kind of pinged. Is that the right word? Like when a vibrational essence hits something else, such as the string of an instrument or the speakers, if there's sand lying on top of speakers, that vibrational sound waves will actually create physical movements that reorient the molecules surrounding it. There's some study about the way that happens. It was coming through recently more as like the Dr. Emoto water experiments where he was encoding the water, but with this I'm sensing that this isn't as intentional. It's like the resonance of somebody's messages has created some type of a perimeter around some type of situation. And it seems like there are other individuals within the environment here. Again, it could be this job or this group connection, because I'm seeing all of these zodiac signs as the way that these people show up is only one side of the truth. The way that you're perceiving them is another side of that same truth, multi-facets or faces of one gem. But then there's this awareness that can be drawn to which person is triggering your urge to be seen and recognized and appreciated and validated, to be radiant and celebrated. Which of these individuals is making you think about your plans to succeed and the things that you need to do, and what you've succeeded in and what you still have yet to improve upon, the work that you do in question. Which one of these individuals helps you to rise above things by accepting the shadow or rejecting the shadow, then polarizing us to the other side, the other extremes. So there's all of these opportunities showing up from other people, but there's the idea here that instead of saying, oh, well, this person makes me feel minimized or validated, we can say this person is clearly related to my innate deserving nature of being seen and recognized for who I truly aspire to be, instead of, you know, the mask. We're looking beyond the mask and seeing what things represent to us, what experiences are representative to us. So this individual is crossed by the Three of Fire. It looks very much like a depiction of the Fool, but it talks quite a bit about well, I kind of wanted to just read a couple of the things on there because I thought that it was different than what I would have suspected when they wrote this. Talks, of course, about the Fool, things with action, implementation, exploration, expression, energy, and hard work, sacrifice, and initiation. So I liked those type of things. It's talking about there's always a necessary sacrifice, whether we choose the easy thing or the difficult thing, the short-term gain or the long-term plan. There's always some type of, every time we say yes, we say no to something else. And every time we say no to one thing, we're saying yes to another. And so it's talking about choices, the consequences behind those, and what we take with us when we leave. So there may be some intellectual property in question here, and questioning whether it's time to take action. Again, with this empowered voice, when is it time to say something or try to create some type of change, and when is it time to use my powerful voice to do some other type of thing. It also brought through avoid copying those who inspire you, and avoiding cutting corners. So I liked those influences around this depiction of this pure potentiality card, and seeing through the surface level to what we take with us. Because if we reject a situation that seems toxic without doing the proper mirror activation portion where we can understand what part we played within that, the miracles can't happen. We can't fully reclaim our energy and power from a situation. It remains entangled in some type of way with that energetic patterning, that encoding, or that whatever has been it could even be like I'm seeing this shouting at us, like telling somebody something from an early age and then having that be foundational. And so if this doesn't resonate with ourselves, this can be some of the people that we're surrounded by in this dynamic that are helping us to reflect upon this situation. I feel like there was absolutely a trigger that went on, good, bad, or indifferent. Here we have this individual is, to me, almost frozen in time, and there's all of these thought forms, and it's like the cartoons when they have those little thought bubbles and energy streams, just like, what about this? What about this? What about that? It's like you have a lot of points that you could make. It hits you in a lot of different neurons. And it's like all of a sudden everything's firing around in your brain. And you're like, what? It's like you're kind of reeling about something. And so there comes a time for that. Yesterday we had this dragon energy coming up. It's this rising power from within you being called forth, this powerful thing that needs to be spoken about what's what's real and what's not real at the end of the day. But I'm seeing this as just like your ability to pierce through your own masks and thus to see beyond the masks of others from the heart space. It's like you're connecting the heart and the mind together to understand a situation and why people strike you in a certain way. In the recent past, this individual here is almost like she's got that cross on her across her midsection here, like, and this to me talks about minimizing access from projected energy towards yourself. It's like putting up the block. And she's also got this triple goddess energy here, as if almost on a string, on a yo-yo puppet. So this is somebody who understands the ebb and flow. You know, when other people trigger us, it could be one of us is hungry. It could be one of us didn't get enough sleep. It can be one of us didn't realize the other one was so touchy on a subject and it's not as big of a deal as it could have been. Now, there's all of those allowances that it seems like we've made for a specific individual or group of individuals over time. And this individual seems to represent yourself being in that flow space of like, this over here gets my attention, but this over here, we're going to put that one over here. And it gives a very alchemical feel about flowing within your emotional responses and being able to speak from a very heightened emotional intelligence with this 10 of water. It's like the 10 of water is the fullness that reduces and simplifies into the ace. And the ace is the manifestation portal of each suit. And so with emotional intelligence, reclaiming your emotional energy from a situation or patterning to powerfully create the sound waves that are necessary to reorient the molecules within at least your own energetic connection to this situation. It's like, I feel like there's strings because there's still some type of energy or association that's ongoing. It's not just some stranger on the street. There's a situation or people that have relevance in your life. And I keep seeing the sea turtle here kind of rising up, and that even though she's got her hand out over it as if to be like, no, you're not going to come at me. This is my space and this is my resonance here. It seems like it's very gentle. It's not aggressive in the least. You're coming at this from a very emotionally empowered, receptive flow state, very magnetized and potent AF. At the top here, we have this meditative, very earthy energy with this 7 of earth. And I'm sensing that this is something that when you say this, it's like the speakers or like sound bowls or tuning forks. When certain pitches are created, when certain words are spoken, they weave different spells, not always for bad. Some of those spells can be very good, like telling yourself when you're feeling bad that, you know, all things end up passing. There's always an ebb and a flow. There's always a little bit of a bear stock market followed by a bull stock market, so to speak, and then the return. So it's like settling down the emotional fires here And the fires being in that area always reminds me of the earth angel light wings, but they're lit up with this fiery energy here, and the snake around the neck. It tells me that whatever hadn't been spoken, whatever was tolerated, or whatever pattern was there, was somehow hampering or closing your throat. But now the energy, because of this powerful hum, it's like this evoking invocation, evoking an invocation. Yes, somebody's action or word is evoking a reaction within you to invoke your space, your power, your person. And it's like you open your mouth with fire, but then it becomes just light code. It becomes enlightening. And I feel that whatever this sound bite is that we're talking about, both the one that invokes and the one you evoke out, then, or in, I said that wrong, the one that's projected and evoked from you is then an invocation. You see what I'm getting at. It's like the sound actually penetrates the aura deep into the cellular makeup, into the chakra systems here, and it's really it's a powerful connection to your own. I'm hearing reputation, the plans that you're holding, something about something coming into full fruition, and also your own completed sovereignty in your own energy. It's like, I got my own back. I've got my own values. I've got my own thing here. Maybe it's towards a parental figure. This keeps coming out, so this must be for somebody here or at a job, right? Or whatever it is. So let's just keep going here, because I want to get some more cards on these. We've got this in the near future. There's this forgiveness of those that feel obligated to carry around their mask. But I'm sensing that you are having this experience of blind justice. And it's the 5 of air, but see also how she's got those enormous wings. And there's lightning behind her. I didn't even realize that. So this fire, light wings, it's like that lightning. Yeah, so okay, it's giving the weather masses. So 2 powerful voices coming together, the hot front weather system and the cold front weather system, and all of a sudden they clash and create some type of weather anomaly. And sometimes that's a storm where there's this lightning, and the lightning is like the electrical push after. It's like magnetism connects and receives, and electric pushes and invokes. So there's an electromagnetic reorientation of your system here. It's like this lightning wake up here. And I'm seeing you under the deck here gaining these other light codes in the dark. And I wanted to read this one too. What is this one? This is 9 of water. Illumination, acceptance, openness, emotional enlightenment, because we had this emotional intelligence and emotional maturity here. Strength, courage, fear, or facing against your own or someone else's ignorance or ignorance of some value or fact. So you're guided to open your heart and to recognize when some type of past issue is making something seem exaggerated, or the necessity to continue to have to face up to ignorant belief patterns that don't jive with your own. For instance, like somebody who's constantly saying that they want to this open, loving environment, and then they create conflict energy and judgment energy and ego infighting and gossip and slander. You know, those two things don't go along. But yeah, facing up to this, stay open with this. Your emotions have extreme weight and potency at this time, and it can wound or it can liberate. So using this emotional intelligence helps you to become lighter and those around you to become enlightened about their having an experience as you have this activation. Ignorance is not in fact bliss. You're here to break the cycle and to remove the emotional and energetic hooks that somebody has placed within a circumstance or a place. Like, I mean, you could think of 100 examples, but I'll let you do that in your own time. Let's get something out of this Kipper deck real quick. What is the situation? Ooh, we have the marriage card in reverse, coming out with great happiness in reverse. For some of you, this is a potential lover or even a marriage partner. Somebody that you have some type of connection with, could even be a step parent that's there by marriage or something like that. Rich girls under the deck, that gives me a little bit more of entitlement to access your resources. They think that you are this abundant individual and that you have so much to spare, but meanwhile, I mean, it's just because you're sovereign, you know, but they could be taking care of themselves. So somebody comes at you with a lot of expectations because they think that you're rich or that you have something they don't. Hope, big water. This is definitely clarifying this past card here. You're holding a lot of hope for some type of connection. Yeah, it's justice with this court card. There's some type of face down or face off. Maybe there's a meeting scheduled or an evaluation of your job performance, and somebody always wants to justify why they're not giving out raises or have you doing backflips over 5 cents an hour, and it's nonsense. And you're calling this stuff out and setting truth on the table like a fine aged wine and saying, yeah, well, there it is, you know? So it's giving you a lot of hope for the future, whether it's hope with this circumstance or like, yeah, okay, well, that's the nail in the coffin that tells me that this isn't where I'm connected. My voice and my power are either being questioned or sequestered into weird ways or something else. Let's get a card here for you in this conjuring. Exactly. Meetings. So you're meeting with a bunch of other individuals here, and there's this connection. And this meeting absolutely looks like friendly marriage partners or something like that. But I mean, for some of you, this, even symbolically, this could even represent somebody on a past life used to be a toxic lover or marriage partner. You know, because sometimes I've noticed some of my colleagues and friends and family members playing out toxic relationship dynamics with people like their doctor. You know, their doctor invalidating and being controlling or judgmental. It's like, why would your doctor say all that stuff? You know, aren't they there to just get the facts, just the facts, nothing but the facts? Or like to figure out your emotional well-being or something instead of reducing it. You know, there's some type of interaction here, and you both are up on your high horses, so there's a lot of ego at play, so you're contemplating your own connection with that. So to clarify this fool-like action, this all fired up and ready to go, or to like just run and take off out the door and be like, F this, I don't need this. Ooh. Yeah, part of this adventurous spirit is coming through with these two cards. That gloomy thoughts card gives me a lot of fear and anxiety, and look at that success and love. Those are two different, very, very different cards. And it reminds me of, some people will think that you have this great happiness in your marriage, and so blah blah blah, you can do something for them because of your security in this way or something, or it's like you're happy, so you must have all this success, and they're in this mindset of loss and poverty. But even if it's your marriage that is in putting you in this gloomy space, don't lose hope. Don't engage the old demons. It's time for you to have success and happiness and love. So if that means that you got to move away from this energetic theft. Hello? Yes. We're running out of time here. Let's see if we can get this basis of the situation. Gaining a lot of money. Very interesting. So this could have to do with a bit of inheritance, a family matter for some of you. But for others of you, this is getting your due after a connection, or like some type of severance pay or package, or taking your intellectual property and not being forced to sign some nonsense non-compete or something when you leave. But yeah, get what you deserve, but don't push for more, because there's definitely egos coming in and some karmas at play. Work and occupation. This may also be with some type of work partnership, or that's where this meeting is going on. There's a lot of grief and adversity stirred up in this situation, but there's an angel in the background. There may be some people that are codependent on food, drink, or social masks, or some type of pressure to adhere to some type of standard in that way. But let's see, what's above you here with this meditative transmutation of your chakra systems. You're lit up, and this is where that potency comes home into you and makes this demonstration. All right, what do we have here? What's your hope or fear? Rich girl again. You're looking to gain your own value in this situation and not to reclaim your full energy. This doesn't have to be physical money. This is like, no, you're not going to put this mystic in a box or in a corner. You're going to give me the respect that is afforded to somebody. Exactly. His thoughts. There's somebody here getting all dolled up, ready to make some kind of impression, like this declaration that they want to impress upon you. But yeah, this penguin suit, what is this? Court. You might be taking somebody to court, symbolically or in real life. Somebody thinks that they're going to come in and look the part and be taken seriously, but there's something coming out about that. And in the near future, let's see what we have, because we're about to get cut off. I apologize for the timer, guys. Under the deck, we have a big change. We have a journey and a long way. You've come a long way, baby, is what I'm hearing, which is kind of silly to be saying, but I sense that, yeah, it's been a long, strange trip. And here you go.